When was the last time your wife looked at you with that spark in her eyes? Not the polite smile, not the thanks for taking out the trash look, not the tired after a long day glance. I'm talking about that look she used to give you when she genuinely desired you, when she leaned in, when she made excuses to be close to you, when she reached for you without hesitation. A lot of husbands secretly miss that version of their marriage. They still love their wife deeply, but they can feel the desire is not the same. Something shifted. The emotional closeness is still there, but the physical pull, the romantic tension, the attraction, it feels like it slipped out the back door when life got busy. And here's the part most men don't say out loud. They wonder if it's them. They wonder if she's lost interest. They wonder if it's just what happens after you're married for a while, and there's nothing to do about it. They don't want to complain, they don't want to beg, and they definitely don't want to pressure her. But deep down, they wish they could get back the feeling of being wanted, not just needed. They want to feel chosen again, in the same way they chose her. The truth nobody tells husbands is that desire doesn't vanish by accident. It fades because it stops being fed. When the masculine energy that once drew her in becomes watered down by routine, comfort, distraction, or autopilot, her feminine desire slowly shuts down. Not because she doesn't love you, but because the dynamic between you stopped fueling attraction. If you're new here, subscribe to Stronger Together, helping men build stronger marriages. Today, we're going to walk through 6 powerful ways men can make their wives desire them again. Not by manipulation, not by begging, not by passive waiting, but by stepping back into the version of themselves that naturally created desire in the first place. The first way to reignite her desire is to lead with presence, not distraction. One of the fastest ways a wife disconnects physically is when she feels like she comes second to everything else. The phone, work, entertainment, stress, or autopilot. Desire starts when she feels truly seen. Most men are there physically, but not present emotionally. They sit next to their wife on the couch, but mentally they're scrolling, zoning out, or thinking about something else. Presence is what makes a woman soften. It's what makes her lean in. When a man slows down, makes eye contact, and is fully with her instead of halfway there, her nervous system relaxes. A practical step is to reclaim small windows of undivided attention, no phone at the dinner table, or a 5-minute check-in when she gets home. Another tip is to ground yourself before engaging. Take one breath, look at her intentionally, and actually be there. Presence is masculine energy in its simplest form. The second way is to live with personal momentum. Women are most attracted to a man who is moving forward in life, not one who is stuck in neutral. When a husband stops growing physically, mentally, spiritually, professionally, desire starts to cool. It's not about income, status, or becoming someone else. It's about energy. A man with drive is magnetic. Before marriage, you probably had goals, challenges, hobbies, or a mission you were chasing. Over time, routine replaces fire. When your life shrinks, your presence shrinks, and so does attraction. A simple example is fitness. Not because of appearance alone, but because discipline increases masculine energy. Another example is having a direction, a purpose you're working toward, something that makes you feel alive. A practical tip is to choose one area of improvement and commit to consistent progress, even something small like getting back to a regular workout routine or rebuilding a personal skill. When you rise, she feels it. The third way is emotional leadership, not dominance, not control, but steady masculine calm. A lot of intimacy dies in marriages because arguments become power struggles instead of connection points. When a husband becomes reactive, defensive, sarcastic, or withdrawn, his wife doesn't feel safe opening up. And when she doesn't feel safe emotionally, she shuts down physically. Emotional leadership means staying calm when she is overwhelmed. It means hearing the emotion behind her words, instead of taking everything personally. You don't have to fix everything, you just have to hold steady. A practical step is to slow down during conflict and respond instead of react. One simple line that changes everything is, "I want to understand, you help me get where you're coming from." That line shifts the energy from battle to connection. When she feels anchored by you instead of battling you, her body follows her heart again. The fourth way is to restore polarity, the natural pull between masculine and feminine energy. Desire is not created through comfort, it's created through contrast. When both partners live in task mode, schedule mode, and practical mode all the time, there's no chemistry, just management. Polarity returns when you step into masculine energy instead of emotional passivity. That means clarity, direction, initiation, confidence. Think back to dating. You didn't wait to see what she wanted. You led, you chose a place, you set the tone, you carried the energy. Over time, many husbands hand over the leadership role because life gets busy or because they fear rejection. But leadership in a marriage is not control, it is energy. It is saying, let's go here Saturday, instead of, I don't know, what do you want to do? It is taking initiative instead of waiting for emotional permission. One practical tip is to start initiating plans again, even small ones. Another is to lead body language. Stand tall, speak slowly, move with certainty. Polarity is what transforms her from roommate back into lover. The fifth way is to create and protect emotional intimacy outside the bedroom. Romantic desire starts long before anything physical. If the only time you reach for your wife is when you're hoping for sex, she doesn't feel chosen, she feels accessed. Women need to feel wanted before they feel desired. Emotional intimacy means connecting in between the moments of physical closeness. It means letting her feel warmth instead of distance. You do this by checking in, by listening without rushing, by reading her energy, and responding with care. A simple way to build this is through micro-connection, a lingering hug, a forehead kiss, sitting next to her instead of across the room, asking her how she's really doing. Another practical tip is to speak affection out loud. Desire grows where love is expressed, not assumed. When she feels emotionally seen, her guard drops and desire rises. The sixth way is to express desire directly and confidently. Many husbands want more intimacy but never say it in a way that feels attractive or grounded. They hint, joke, or go silent. But no wife feels drawn to uncertainty. Women respond to clarity, not guessing games. Confident desire is not needy, it's not demanding, and it's not anxious. It sounds like, I love the way you look right now, or I've been thinking about you all day, or I want you tonight. It communicates choosing, not chasing. One powerful shift is to express desire at times when it isn't going to lead anywhere immediately, just to create connection, not pressure. When she feels wanted without obligation, her body starts to lean toward you again instead of away. Now notice something important. Each of these 6 ways creates desire by building polarity and closeness at the same time. Presence reopens her heart. Momentum reawakens respect. Emotional leadership builds safety. Polarity reignites attraction. Emotional intimacy restores warmth. Desire expressed clearly signals confidence. When you stack these together, she doesn't just love you, she starts wanting you again. Let's recap the key lessons. A wife's desire isn't fueled by luck or chemistry, it's fueled by the man she experiences in front of her. The first way is presence. Actually being with her, not just near her. The second is momentum. Moving forward in your life, not shrinking into comfort. The third is emotional leadership. Staying calm, grounded, and steady instead of reactive. The fourth is polarity. Stepping into masculine energy that leads with certainty. The fifth is emotional intimacy. Building connection throughout the day, not only when you want something. And the sixth is expressing desire directly, letting her know she still affects you. When a husband practices these habits consistently, his wife doesn't withdraw, she leans in. Not because she is doing him a favor, but because her attraction wakes back up. Before we wrap up, I want you to hear this clearly. You don't need a different wife to feel desired again. You just need to bring back the version of you who created attraction in the first place. The man who pursued her, not out of pressure, but out of fire. The man who led with presence and confidence. The man who made her feel chosen. Desire isn't gone. It's just waiting for leadership. Which of these 6 shifts do you think you need to focus on first? Like, comment, and subscribe to Stronger Together for more marriage and relationship advice for men. Stay intentional, stay grounded, and keep showing up as the man who leads with strength and love. When you do, desire doesn't just return, it grows stronger than ever.